Hi, the time has come to talk about the final Mission Impossible movie before the final Mission Impossible movie that may not be the final Mission Impossible movie. Mitchell Lee, Brandon 2, Tommy Grant here with me. We're going to talk about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 that's actually not called that anymore. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Collateral at the end because we didn't want to just give you one movie this week. And some of the reviews for the new Mission Impossible have come out, and it's very confusing because it's got like an 88 on Rotten Tomatoes, but I've heard nothing but like mixed stuff about it. Like no one's over the moon about it the way that they have been in previous entries.
That's a little concerning.
So, yeah,
That seems
you know,
concerning.
and it's also that
Also,
movie's
the
also 2
promotional
hours
material-
and 50 minutes long.
2 hours and 50. Let's fucking go.
Wow.
And everyone's
my
been
type of
saying that
movie.
it's way too long.
Yeah. Well,
See, that's the thing with Mission Impossible.
are they wrapping the
movies.
series up? Like that's
The longer the Mission Impossible movies, the more twists and turns you're going to have, and it kind of gets old sometimes. You're just like, let's get back to the plot. Give me some more sprinting scenes. Let's wrap this baby up.
give me more face-offs.
Give me more
fucking
face-offs.
mask-offs. Oh,
My
it
big
sounds like
for why this movie might be not as successful is they probably tried to wrap it up as a franchise, and it probably didn't stick.
oh man.
That's my guess.
So it sounds like they should have just made 3 movies. Like if we're going 2 hours and 50, like, it's just
No, it's just
let's chop Final
so many-
Reckoning into half
so
and
many
call it like
franchises.
the refinalized Reckoning.
So many franchises struggle with just ending the franchise on a good note, and that's usually
Yeah,
what ends up
that's
killing
fair.
the franchise and making people go, well, we didn't end it the way we wanted to. Fuck it, let's do a reboot, or let's do just another sequel and pretend
Well,
we never actually ended it. And
you
that's
joke,
probably what's
Tommy.
going to end up happening with Mission Impossible is he's not going to be happy with how the franchise ended, and he's like, you know what, let's do one more.
We joke until the money dries up. We're gonna keep hearing Ethan Hunt say, "Just trust me." One
Either
more
that,
time.
or they're going to do one of those bullshit things where he passes the torch to somebody else, and it's just not
Oh
going to do
Lord.
well at all, and it's going to die.
Yeah, we'll see.
If they didn't do that with Jeremy Renner, I don't think they're going to do it.
The one thing I have, Mitchell, is I don't know if you've seen this in the promotional stuff. There's like characters who I thought were dead, who are very much alive. So like, what are we doing?
I haven't seen
who?
that. I don't
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
know.
say anything.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
gonna say
don't wanna
anything.
know.
Years then, Mitchell.
Fuck
But,
you, Tommy.
But yeah, just
If I cover I have AirPods in. If I cover my ears, I'm going to hear it more.
Then
in the
take your
trailer,
AirPods out.
I'm almost positive there's a character who like should be dead, who isn't dead. And same with like the promotional like material for like the movie, like the huge like, I guess like picture like setup like poster stuff. Like there's some characters where I'm like, isn't that character dead? And I guess they're not. So we're gonna find out when we get to the final reckoning. But yeah, to talk
Let's-
about this one, Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning.
What a weird name.
Tommy,
I mean,
Brandon, I think both of you have said like, oh, when the money runs up or when it stops being successful. Well, this one wasn't. This wasn't
Yeah, that's
successful.
fair.
Like it made $571 million, which for most Mission Impossible budgeted movies is a good job. But this one cost $291 million, and the next one apparently costs $400. So there's no way
so they need
it's going to be.
700 just
That's
No.
dangerous. 'Cause
No,
I
Brandon,
see that flopping.
Brandon, they need closer to $1 billion.
for 400. Yeah, that makes sense because
Yeah,
because
It's
like,
usually about
advertisements
2.
is like double. Yeah,
Yeah, it's usually about you need to make 2.5 to break even of the budget,
There's no way
and
they
that's
make
a
bill.
billion just breaks even,
Yeah, there's no
and
way
this
they
is not going to
billion.
make $1 billion. So
I mean,
I
not that
think
I
this
think
might
it's
be the
over.
final reckoning.
yeah. Okay, that's fair. But to put this into perspective, watching 7 Dead Reckoning, I just never felt like it reached Fallout level of movie magic.
I was
which
gonna
is-
But
say
that's a tough bar for
I
any
know,
action
but
movie
just
to
a
clear. I
little
mean,
bit. Just a
you
little
put
bit.
that. Did you put that in your Hall of Fame?
I did.
I mean that's tough. You guys both gave it very high A pluses.
Yeah.
I gave it an A plus as well. I mean, this movie had incredibly tough,
Yeah.
huge
It's a hard
shoes
follow.
to fill. before we get into all that, you got the box office question coming. All right. So
I might
this
get this
movie,
right because it came out in a relatively.
yeah,
Is
it
it
came out
mental?
fairly recently. This was the 13th highest grossing movie of 2023, and it came out a week before the Barbenheimer phenomenon. So it kind of got caught in some
Terrible
bad
decision.
timing because I don't think anyone knew just how big that was going to be. And Tom Cruise was very publicly like, go see all three movies. This is great for cinema. And
But we're not going to
Brandon,
give
you
Barbenheimer our IMAX screenings. Yeah.
yeah, I saw Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning in IMAX. I actually saw it a week before it came out. I got into an advanced screening,
Yeah.
which was awesome, with our good friend Josh Kornmeyer. But I will ask you guys this. All right, so it made $172 million, just missing out on the top 12 of the year. What movie made 2 million more to finish 12th at the box office that came out that summer that was also a box office disappointment?
2 million more.
Domestically, that is.
Yeah. Fast X?
No, but that is a good guess.
Mm. I don't think Indiana Jones made nearly that much money.
It's
Or did
Indiana
it?
Jones.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Really?
Indiana Jones
It
and the Dial of Destiny.
outperformed
I was
Mission
debating
Impossible.
against that, but I didn't think that was going to be the case.
That is
Yeah.
insane. I don't remember
I-
Indiana Jones
I-
being like that popular.
No, it was crazy because I left both Indiana Jones and Mission Impossible because I saw Mission Impossible again when it came back out. And
Yeah, I didn't see Indiana Jones in theaters.
I saw both of them the day they came out, and I left both of them going, there
Yeah.
weren't that many people in the theater.
You were like, there was like 10 people in there. You're like, oh no.
It was more like 20 or 25, but I'm also like, this is the opening day for an Indiana Jones movie
Right.
and
Well,
a
that's
Mission
the thing.
Impossible movie,
After
especially
the last-
Indiana Jones.
After the
That
last
was-
Indiana Jones
yeah.
flop, I don't think a lot of people had high expectations for this movie. So I'm
I
not
didn't
Yeah.
think it was as bad as Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but it got
No.
close.
Yeah.
It got
Could-
very close.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, could we see like that could be the death of Indiana Jones, but like probably
It
not.
should be. He's like 84 now.
I mean, it should be, but yeah, I mean,
The death of Indiana Jones should have been, all right, we made Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. What would you do next? Nothing.
right. I mean, there was just better movies to see at that time, which, yeah, it just got caught in the crosshairs of like Barbenheimer, and refused to change the schedule because Cruise was like, you can see all three movies, and like I just thought that I still think to this day that was like the one decision they've made as like a Mission Impossible franchise where it's like, what are we doing? Like you're trying to go head to head with Barbenheimer, like
And it was
why?
a bit of a surprise because the year prior, Top Gun Maverick came out. And so everyone's like, oh, Tom Cruise is untouchable right now.
I mean,
Like, this
let's
is
be
the guy
honest,
that you
and-
go see his movies on the biggest screen possible. And I still agree with that. I still think that's what you should do.
100%.
But because I'm going to, I don't know where you guys fall on this. I don't remember where Brandon was on this movie. Was this in your top 10 in 2023?
No way. Yeah, no way.
Okay, because I actually tied this. I had a tie for my number 10 spot. I tied this and I tied John Wick Chapter 4, but I said that I did definitely prefer Mission Impossible. I no longer hold that opinion. I do think John Wick is better, or John Wick 4 is better, but I do think it is pretty close, and
I don't
I am
think it
definitely
sucked.
going to be. I'm going to be on the defense for this
Yeah.
movie because
Sorry.
I love this, and it's my second favorite Mission Impossible movie by
Okay,
far.
that's fair. I want to get this out here. When I say it's not even close, my top 10 was just like wrapped up. So it was 13th.
2023 was
It
a
was
pretty stacked
13th
year.
on my list. So I liked it, and I really liked it. It was ahead of Poor Things, right behind American Fiction, right behind Godzilla -1. Like I loved this movie when I first saw it. The more I like rewatch it though, I've seen it like 2 or 3 times since then. it's fallen a little bit, but not that much.
Same.
And I think on this like rewatch of all the movies together, it just like there was a little bit of a disappointment with like I guess how the story was told and how it was wrapped up in the cliffhanger and just all the I think it could have been better. And
I think
so
if this
that's
came
where I'm
out,
at with it.
I think if this came out after any other installment, people might have viewed it a little bit higher. But Mission Impossible Fallout just set the bar so high.
Yep.
And I mean, and honestly, so did Top Gun Maverick, because you had the expectations of really both of those movies coming into this. It's like, all right, Tom Cruise, he is on a major hot streak right now, and I still think that he was, but it wasn't on the level of either of those movies. Mitchell, what the hell is this movie about? You've been talking for 10 minutes now. What the hell is the movie about? All right, let's get into that, because this movie came out at a very interesting time, because the conversations about AI were really starting to ramp up late spring, early summer 2023, and then this movie comes out and it's all about this AI that's gone rogue and killed the crew of this submarine at the beginning of the movie. And then everyone is just kind of every country is looking to take control of it, and Ethan Hunt's like, can't let that happen. No one should have control of this. This thing needs to be absolutely destroyed. And I think that's a good plot for the movie. I had no idea that's where this movie was going when I saw it. Because they didn't really advertise that too much.
No,
at
they
least
didn't.
from what I remember.
They didn't advertise that at all.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
basically just advertised stunts and
I
good
don't think they advertised the
cinematography.
villain, which is really funny. Like I think he was like in the promotional, but like Gabriel was like really not in the trailer really that much. It was
Yeah,
like
not
boom.
much.
It was like
Yeah.
it was like okay, Gabriel I guess is like back. I can't remember if he's like in the other movies or if it's just like kind of talked about that he's in the
Let's
other
go
movies.
ahead and dive into that
Yeah.
rather than getting into every single plot detail, because if the plot for this movie is kind of, I don't want to say confusing,
It's just all over the
but
place.
it's all over the place. And I can roll with it because I thought that the action in this was so excellent.
Yeah.
Every action scene felt like, all right, we're done talking about this stupid ass plot. This is what we're here for. We're here for these action scenes, and they 100% deliver. I don't know if you have any one scene that hits quite as hard as the helicopter scene in Mission Impossible Fallout, because that's, again, the bar is just so high.
Yeah.
But I thought that the stuff in, what was it, Naples or Paris, or I think it was Naples. Venice.
Venice.
That's
It was
where
Venice.
it was.
Sorry,
it was
yeah.
Venice.
They were like,
I thought that all
my
that
first time in Venice. Oh, now we're gonna have.
you have some
relations.
fantastic Tom Cruise running scenes with
Yeah,
all those
that's
candles, and he's just
But
running
that's-
his ass
Yeah.
off.
That's. Can we just say, they find a way to give this man 1,000
Chopping
yards
that
of
wind.
runway. They give him a
telling you,
chance
it's
to
like
give a
in his
runway, and they
contract,
just
he
give
has
it
to
to
in a
him.
full-on sprint at least twice in every movie.
But Ty, it's not. It's
What's
not
wrong
just
with
like
that?
it's just not. It's
There's
not
nothing
like
wrong with it.
a full like dead sprint. It's like a dead sprint for like 1,000 yards. Like it's just
I
like
mean,
all right, we're gonna keep the camera on him. Just keep going. Just keep going.
I'm hoping that the internet will succeed in this, but I feel like someone out there would have clipped all of the sprinting
Yes.
scenes
Oh,
together.
have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
edit,
exists.
that edit is on social media. It's
Yes.
not just Mission Impossible. Someone took every single sprint he's ever done in every single movie and chopped it up, and it's like incredible because he's like in a football movie. He's like a running back. They like chopped that with like a Mission
What?
Impossible. Yeah, it's crazy. You got to go see this video. It is
Now
top
they need
notch
to
social
take
media
that
work.
and then CGI Forrest Gump running alongside him in every fucking scene.
Just
Well,
all the
you
times
That's the
running.
funniest part about Forrest Gump is this man is like an All-American football player, and he never has a like dirt on his uniform, or like his uniform never gets dirty because he never gets touched. Like the joke is like he's never been tackled playing football, which is just like so funny to me. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like who's better at sprinting other than Ethan Hunt and Tom Cruise? There's no one better. There's no one better at sprinting, and he's the sprint god. Like that's what it is.
The best action scene in this movie, in my opinion, is the one at the very end.
Oh, that's so true.
The whole train sequence is just fantastic,
Everything
and I
about
think
the
it just
train is just sick.
it also it builds using the characters, using Vanessa Kirby, using Haley Atwell, who I love Haley
It
Atwell
was a
in this
great
movie.
addition to this movie.
I thought that she was a fantastic addition to this, which we're going to kind of be all over the place talking about this because this movie is kind of all over the place. It's a beautiful,
Like,
I don't want to say a beautiful
follow
splat
her.
because I think it's a lot better than that, but damn did I not like that they killed off Rebecca Ferguson.
Oh
And
no!
I know that was Rebecca Ferguson's like choice. She was like, making these movies is extremely difficult. Like, I just kill me off, and they basically like passed the torch to Haley Atwell. And like, if you're going to pass the torch, good job to do that
I was
rather
a
than
little annoyed
forcing
with how
Vanessa
they killed
Kirby
off, though.
into
I
a
was
different
annoyed
role.
with that scene because
I'm sorry,
fuck
you
Grace.
got a fucking sword
Fuck
and the
Grace
other guy's
for
got a little
doing
knife. Like, come on, and you're a professional assassin. You should have been able to slice that guy to pieces.
No, I'm sorry. I can't hold my
Thank
tongue
you.
with this. I can't hold my tongue with this. Fuck
I
Grace.
thought that was
Fuck her.
What?
Like
why?
she got her killed for like no reason. Like why the fuck are you stealing the key and just
She
like
didn't
running
get her
away?
killed.
Yeah, she did. She did. We can act like it wasn't her. It was her. If she's not there on that bridge, Rebecca Ferguson's character doesn't die. Nah, fuck
I mean,
that.
Rebecca Ferguson should have won that fight with a whole ass sword.
No, sure. She has
Versus like a
samurai
pocket
sword,
knife.
But yeah, I mean,
I remember I love saying
it's
I
also
remember
Gabriel.
as if it didn't
Gabriel's
just
apparently
happen.
an angel of death. So
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah, well, no, hours ago I was on the
you
couch
watched it-
with
you
I was
watched
on the
it.
couch with Sarah, and I'm like, man, I
You're
just
like-
don't buy that she would lose this fight.
No.
yeah, that's fair. But I also say this: do you buy like sometimes when people are like, "Oh, I can kill him with a pin or something"? Like, do you buy that? So I mean,
See, that's where John Wick comes in, and it's like it works for John Wick because John Wick can kill anyone with anything. We don't know this fucking guy. Like,
yeah. Well, that's the problem, right? Is they talk about Gabriel being like in Ethan Hunt's past. Why don't we fucking show him the entire fucking series? If this guy
why does it matter that he like I actually liked him as a villain. I did feel like he was a smart and like
I did too.
menacing presence, but I never understood why we had to connect him. And maybe that's something that, hey, in the next one we'll see.
If he's that deadly of a person, why isn't he showing up in any of these movies? We have the Syndicate.
It's kind of
in,
like
all of
it's
these
kind of
movies.
like Christoph Waltz in Spectre.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, yeah, really, you're pulling all the strings. I feel like that's just something the plot is telling me rather than something I actually believe.
And then it turns out the entity is like sentient AI, which we hadn't even touched on, but like that just seems wild to me, especially in
Chat
the year
GPT gone rogue.
2023. Yeah, in the year 2023, we just got sentient AI just like blowing up submarines, and not just any submarine, like the Sevastopol, like a submarine that's supposed to be like a ghost, basically. Like it's just, what are we doing? Like, it was a cool scene. It was cool. Like, don't get me wrong, but are we sure the AI is that powerful? Like, it's kind of crazy to me.
It's where the realism got lost for me because it's very unrealistic that AI could do half of what it does in this movie. But that aside, I have 3 things. 1, I really enjoyed the car chase scene where
Gosh, that was so
Atwell is
good.
driving and Tom Cruise is kind of like handcuffed to her. Like,
What
how
car was that?
how they
The yellow,
maneuvered
little
that
yellow
whole
car,
scene
the Fiat
was-
or whatever. Yeah.
it was chef's kiss, like perfect driving chase scene. It was comical. It was great. Second, the stunt with riding the bike off the goddamn cliff.
Oh my god.
Epic.
They advertised that heavily.
Yes.
They're advertising it in the trailer. They're the new one.
Yeah.
They're like, let's show all the stunts he's done.
I think that was ranked in an article I read as the most dangerous stunt he's done in all the movies. They have them all ranked.
Really?
No, I think it is because like, did they connect him to a cable or something? Like, I think he actually had to parachute off the.
Yeah.
Like there was no like safety net. It was like we get one shot at this.
No, he did it like 12 times though,
Well,
because
there
of
is a
course
safety
he
net.
did.
There is a safety net, but you can't really harness him once he like
No.
jumps. Like you kind of
Yeah.
have to like let him use the parachute. And I'm
Yeah.
sure
See,
there's like
I've
a net or
always-
something, but it's just like
For me, it peaked with the holding onto the plane in Rogue Nation.
yeah, but he's
Maybe
harnessed.
maybe
He's
that's
harnessed
just
in
me.
that, is what I'm saying.
Was he?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think he
yeah.
was.
I think he was. He was definitely harnessed, but like he
To
still has
what?
to hold on to the plane. Well, he's harnessed to the plane, so like he could get hurt. Like he still has to hold on to the plane the entire time. Because like if he comes off, like he'll fly this way, and like the harness will like theoretically keep him, but like that doesn't mean it will. Like
Yeah,
same
exactly.
with this. Like
Okay.
the safety net could save him,
Hang
but
on.
like that doesn't mean the safety net will.
I don't think
So
it would
I'm
have.
reading the article now. I'm on the plane one.
Okay.
It said that there wasn't much fear about Cruz falling off because he was strapped to a door through a rigged vest.
Hmm.
So
So
whatever he was
harnessed him,
wearing
yeah.
must have clipped onto the door, so you just couldn't see it.
He was harnessed. Yeah.
I still just wouldn't
What
trust
about
that.
what about jumping? What about the motorcycle? Like he had to have like there had to be a safety net or something. But like Mitchell's saying, like
But
I don't
there's
think
so
that's
much
safety.
ground
That's
to
the thing.
cover in that. I don't
There
think that there
wasn't.
would
He just
be.
landed
There's
12
nothing.
times. He did that 12
He
times. over
had
every-
to
12
perfect.
motorcycles, just bye-bye.
He would have had to perfect the stunt because he did the true fall. So it doesn't matter what you have at the bottom because it's a goddamn cliff.
Right.
No
Yes.
matter what you
Yeah.
have down there, you're instant impact.
You just fall through it.
My whole okay. So there's nothing there. So he has to do exactly what he says in the movie. I have to get away from this goddamn cliff, and he just goes for it. He just
But what's even crazier is he, like, of course, with all the other scenes, he did that stunt multiple times.
that's
Like,
what are we doing?
It's Tom Cruise.
I'd
He
be
is
like,
the
we got one take.
of this
Christian
century.
McCrory, we got one take. We're going for it. One motorcycle.
And my third note is I did like the AI aspect in the sense that it was basically creating ghost villains and like
I did like that.
eliminating, like, I love how they took over the voice. So like when
See, I didn't like that.
when
Ooh,
Ethan was getting directions and all of a sudden he like
Benji,
flipped
yeah.
over.
Benji,
Well,
yeah.
I thought it was
I didn't
funny
think
whenever
this-
they were like, oh, if we do this, that's exactly what it expects us to do. Yeah, but what if it expects us to counter move like that? Well, then I guess we're going to have to do what we were originally going
The
to do to
millions
begin
of
with.
I don't think
computations.
it was-
Yeah, the
I
millions
don't
of
think it was
computations.
executed right, but I enjoyed the fact that they finally had a challenge because the one thing that's made it so easy for them throughout the entire franchise is they've always been able to communicate with each other no matter where they were.
Tack.
But this was the first movie where it was like they weren't able to fully trust it. And that created a whole new element of a challenge, which I enjoyed watching, but it wasn't executed as well as it could have, I think.
It ramped up a lot of the tension.
Yeah.
Like another scene that I loved is everything at the airport. I thought that
The
was
airport
all
was good.
done fantastically,
Yeah.
from the introduction of Haley Atwell's character to Tom Cruise to whenever Benji has one of these side quests. It's always like the most stressful thing ever.
I love the Benji side
Um,
quest. I'm all here for it.
I
And
think we
I
need
think
more
this is my
Benji side
favorite
quests.
Benji side
Yeah.
quest, personally.
We need more.
Yeah,
This is
no,
like
it
this
was-
is like RuneScape where they give you a couple of side quests to do every now and then.
Well,
we need more of those.
It was a
like
good
12.
Benji side quest because the stakes were not just on Ethan. It wasn't just on Benji. It was on everybody. So you had the
Right.
comedy side of, Simon Pegg in the high stakes situation, but you also had Benji doing what Benji does best and using his brain and having to solve that puzzle as a team, but also as himself too, which I thought was worth noting because I know we've said in the past how they almost seem to kind of disregard Benji's character a little bit and not give him as much serious roles. So I think this was kind of a good balance for his character.
No, I definitely agree with that. I wish that I want a little bit more of Vanessa Kirby in the next one because her character, while important, did seem kind of just thrown in to this one. I
Yeah.
mean, it
a
was
little
nice to
bit.
see her around, but she didn't really have as much to do as, I don't know, someone might have expected.
Bring Julia back. Just kidding. Man.
She's still alive, so
I know
I
she
wouldn't be
is. I know
surprised if
she
they
is.
did something with her in the next one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. Okay,
I
so
liked Palm Clementif or whatever her name is. I thought that she was good.
the girl that was trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
liked
yeah.
her.
Yeah, she was good. Um, Undecided if she actually dies or not. I don't think she does.
She doesn't. She doesn't. The guy says, "Oh, I have a pulse,"
Mm.
and she's in the next movie. So
Well, yeah, that's what I. That wasn't the
was
character that I was referring to,
okay.
but
I was
yes,
gonna say if
she
that's the
she's in
character,
the promotional stuff heavily, so she's clearly in it. Um, what? So out of the train scene, do we like how the train scene ended? Because if we're talking about realism, I mean, every single boxcar we're just doing something insane to get to the next one. I don't know. I was like, I guess we got to suspend belief a little bit because
this
I
movie
got
came
there.
out about 2 months after Fast X.
Yeah,
And
I mean, if
it
we're being
even
honest.
had a car chase scene in Rome, like Fast X
Well,
did.
Venice and Rome, but yeah,
Yeah.
same idea. Same idea.
Oh well.
No,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
No, no, no. I
same
think
they
thing.
this one
shot
was in
Rome.
Rome. Yeah.
The chase scene was in Rome. I thought it was in Venice. It's definitely
I'm
Venice.
reading Rome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were in
Oh, they
Rome.
went to Rome.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
In the
You're
exact
good.
same spot
In the
that
same spot. Well,
they did stuff in
good.
Fast X.
It's a good spot to do a chase
And
scene.
that's another movie that kind of set up a second part in a movie that really went over budget to the point where it couldn't have possibly been financially successful. But this goes off the rails in a much more believable and enjoyable way.
That's
like
fair.
we're not sending Ludacris to space. Which, I love sending Ludacris to space, but we're not doing that in this movie.
We're not sealing the doors of a Cadillac.
Yeah, no. I could both buy what was happening enough to really enjoy it and also be like tense gripping my seat. Like the last 20 minutes of this movie are so
I mean, you
intense.
really think one of them's gonna die. You're like, there's no way both of them make it out. You're like, this is insane.
Yeah. Like you lose all like, oh well, of course they're not going to kill off Tom Cruise in this movie. Like you're
So
watching,
Grace
you're
is
just
gone.
like, man,
You're like, Grace is out.
Yeah, that leaves you. But they don't kill her, which is good because I'm really interested to see what they do with her in the next movie. I really enjoy this movie, and I did not think that I would be on such an island with a lot of other people. This is low on people's Mission Impossible rankings. It's not, like near
tough.
Mission Impossible 2 or anything, but a lot of people have it as their least favorite of the new age of Mission Impossible movies, so to speak. Ghost Protocol and beyond. And I personally wouldn't agree with that. I think it's my second favorite Mission Impossible movie after Fallout, and I'll go ahead and give my grade. Brandon, I had this as an A. I had it in the, I want to say 84% range, but it did drop. I have it now as an A, 68.50. So still pretty high and still very clearly my second favorite of the franchise, but it did drop a little bit just because I did feel the runtime, and also the first 30 or 40 minutes can be a bit rough, but once you get past the title card, it really gets going.
Sylvester Stallone. No.
Yeah, we got the title card 30 minutes into the movie, which is great.
Dead Reckoning. Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm close to you. So originally I gave this an A, 78.2. I'm giving this an A, 65.1.
Okay, so you didn't drop that.
Yeah, it didn't drop that much. It's not. I don't think it's my second favorite because I'm pretty sure I have another A plus. Mission Impossible. I have been terrible in not updating my letterbox, so I will go back and listen to all of these podcasts and see what my grade was and put them in.
Oh, by the way, my final Mission Impossible ranking is number 1 Fallout, 2 Dead Reckoning, 3 Ghost Protocol, 4 Rogue Nation, 5 Mission Impossible, 6 MI3, and then 7, of course, MI2. As any Mission Impossible ranking is good as long as you have Fallout at 1 and
And
2
MI2 at the
last. However you want to scramble
That's
the
how I
rest,
have it.
do
So
whatever you want, but that's a requirement for me.
Yeah, that's how I have it. So yeah, we're good.
Fair enough.
Tommy?
I gave it an A 25.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
It was solid.
I mean, I just think it's such a fall off from Fallout. Didn't mean to do that there, but
Yes,
Also,
it did.
I think before we move on, I also want to note that this movie also did something unique in the fact that it ended with a cliffhanger, which no Mission Impossible movie has done before. So it was definitely
cliffhangers.
a unique way to end the movie, even though we all knew there was going to be another movie after it. But still,
Well, yeah,
kind
it
of
was
a-
originally
problem was they
Mission
called it Part
Impossible
1.
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
yeah.
And I think that they also realized that, because I hate to keep mentioning other movies that came out around the same time, but a month prior, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse came out, and that was not labeled as a Part 1, and it did significantly well. It did great, but it also didn't have the Part 1 attached to it. So I think that people, if they see Part 1, it's like, all right, maybe I can just kind of
double feature
wait.
both of
Yeah,
them.
exactly. So I think that maybe not labeling it as such is the right call.
I'm
So what's
assuming
your
the next movie-
rankings?
I don't even know off the top of my head, to be completely honest.
Same.
Well,
I'm
didn't
glad
put
one of
these
us was
in,
prepared.
So that will be a later date ranking system. But I will
Well,
say
we can do that when we're reviewing the Terminator movies.
Yeah. I'm just gonna randomly drop them in. I will say I have Fallout 1 in my 2 last. So
There you go.
pretty sure I
Then
have
job
Ghost
well done.
Protocol. Pretty sure I have Ghost Protocol as my second. Could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. I either have Rogue Nation or Protocol as my second.
So then you'd have Dead Reckoning at number 4.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Tommy, you're giving a very contemplative look. Did you figure out
He's
your
trying to
rankings,
figure
or are
out
we
I'll
moving
do it
on?
next time.
I don't think he puts them on Letterboxd like with the letter grades. And to be honest,
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
don't.
many people do that. But we're not like Mitchell and we put it like in our phone in a notes app. We should start doing that.
Yeah, I've got a
Don't
a notes thing of 741 movies.
So are you picking out of that 700 or did you like do a separate notes app and you're like, here's my Mission Impossible rankings?
No. I'm Brandon. I don't know if you know this,
He
but
just
I'm
knew. He
autistic.
just knew. Yeah.
So I know these things.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
just know I can just get I
Well-
can do all the Mission Impossible movies, and I know how I have them ranked.
Just a little inside baseball or inside the NBA for some people out there with my letterbox. It might look like Mitchell has more 2025 movie releases than me, but he does not. I just haven't updated my letterbox. in,
Yes,
like,
but
5
that's
months.
also because I watch movies, and Brandon's like, "Hey, do you want to watch Fish Learns to Fly Part 5?" And it's like, motherfucker, when did they make 1 through 4?
Yeah, well,
Like, Brandon watches
Oh.
movies that someone's like, "Hey, I made this movie in my garage last Tuesday. You want to
I
watch
think
it?"
my
Sure.
last movie update was April 24th. I put Sinners. Movie is absolutely sick. Kugler and Michael B. Jordan remain undefeated. A+.
But I'm also like, I'm watching 2011 movies right now.
Yeah,
like,
fair,
I just
fair.
watched Just Go With It today, and
Yep.
I wanted to just like go to heaven because that movie was so bad. I'd rather be dead than watch it again, to be honest. And I still have to watch Jack and Jill from that year. So Adam
Oh.
Sandler is going to hurt me.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know who's really gonna hurt you? Tom
This guy in
Cruise in
Collateral.
Collateral. let's we're gonna go real quick with Collateral here.
Vincent.
Wanted to find another Tom Cruise movie to talk about, and this is Tom Cruise with the rare turn as the villain in the Michael Mann directed Collateral. This movie came out August 6th, 2004, $65 million budget, and it made $220 million. At the 77th Academy Award, Jamie Foxx nominated for Best Supporting Actor, which I'm not sure how I feel about that because I think he's the lead in this movie. But they weren't going to nominate him for lead because this isn't a box office trivia question, but it is a trivia question. Who won Best Actor in 2004? And as a side question, who beat Jamie Foxx for supporting actor in this role? So, actor and supporting actor.
I'm trying to think. 2004.
Well, that would be a Lord of the Rings movie, correct?
Nope. Return of the King
That
came
was
out in
01
03.
to 03.
Damn it, Brandon.
Was it Monster? Was the
No.
movie? Okay.
No.
All right.
Nope.
Fair enough. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna. It wasn't Johnny Depp for Pirates, was it?
Nope. That was 03. He didn't win. He was just nominated.
Okay.
Oh man.
I'll give you a hint. Why would I be asking you about Best Actor if Jamie Foxx was in Best Supporting Actor for this movie?
Oh, because Morgan Freeman won actor, right? Am I
No,
crazy?
Morgan Freeman won Best Supporting Actor for $1 Million Baby.
Oh, okay.
So why would I be asking you about Best Actor?
Because Jamie Foxx won for Ray.
Yes.
Because his portrayal as.
Yep, he won playing Ray Charles in the movie Ray, which is fantastic. If you haven't seen it,
I've
you
never
should
seen
you
it.
should definitely
Thanks.
check it out. It's really good, and Jamie
Is
Foxx
Finding
absolutely
Neverland
deserved.
good?
I haven't seen that one.
It's decent.
Interesting.
I've heard very okay things about it.
Interesting.
Like Tommy's reaction is kind of around what I've heard. Like it's a good movie, but probably
It's very
Best
slow
Picture
and
nomination worthy.
You would think there would be much more of a Peter Pan connection, but there really isn't.
No.
It's an emotional movie, but aside from that, it's kind of just a slow emotional drama, I guess.
Gotcha.
But
Interesting. Clint Eastwood.
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen $1 Million Baby, you gotta check that out. That's a great movie.
Feel
Collateral.
like a stacked year. For
see that
Oscars.
every year.
But yeah, go ahead.
Tom
Collateral.
Cruise, Jamie Foxx, Jada Pinkett Smith,
There's
Mark
damage.
Ruffalo.
What an early 2000s cast.
What
Oh,
an early
my God.
2000s movie.
Yes.
Like this movie is very
was a little
early
grimy.
to
Hey,
mid.
hang on. And throw in fucking Jason Statham just as a random
Yeah,
side
he's
character.
just a random side character.
By the way, there's a writer for this.
Get a little gritty.
Someone involved with this movie said, like, yeah, this takes place in the same universe as The Transporter, sure, why not? I haven't seen any of those movies, but
I haven't either.
Was he making a joke?
But
Is that like a Michael Mann joke? Like I'm just trying to like.
I don't know.
What?
Michael Mann didn't make any of those movies, but
Right,
sure,
that's
why
what I
not?
was thinking. Like what? Like just this happened in the same universe. Okay.
I love this movie a lot. It is one of my favorite Tom Cruise performances. I don't know whose decision it was to give him gray hair,
Interesting.
but
dude,
good job.
It
works.
laughed so hard when I first.
I don't think it does.
No,
I'm
What?
gonna push back.
For
I'm
me-
gonna push
for
back.
me,
I don't think it
doesn't.
does. Yeah, I
Why
don't
don't
think
you
it does
think
at
it
all.
does?
At the time,
Just looks
I'm sure
weird.
it did. But the fact that we've just been raving about Mission Impossible for the past 3 weeks and how he's infamously just young and doesn't age, and yet 20 years ago he looks like a fucking 50-year-old man, like how he should look now.
Nah, he doesn't look like a 50-year-old man though. He looks like a 38-year-old that just started
That
going
just
gray. And
decided
was
to go
like,
silver. Yeah.
All right,
he's just like,
Forget
you know what?
the age.
Fuck
He
it.
looks
I'm
old.
not.
It doesn't
He doesn't
work.
look old. He looks good as hell.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't know what it
You are
is.
objectively wrong.
I don't know what it is. This man can't be a killer. I mean, he's too obvious almost. Like, we're gonna find the guy who has silver hair. That's the guy we're looking for. Like,
But I have to say though, Mitchell, when you first like said we're watching this, I was like, all right, cool, Tom Cruise movie.
yeah, when I looked up
Then I read the plot for it.
plot, I was
It's
like,
such a weird plot. Like, just like, see, here's what I get to
I
read.
love movies like this, though.
I know this is what good cinema is. Just random shit. You're like, you know what? This is a fun story.
no.
One night, this guy in the taxi or the cab driver's got to take him around town as he's trying to execute
Not
these
just
hits.
that.
Right,
He's
right.
offered $600. I'm sorry. That's not a great movie.
Okay.
Was back
See,
then.
this
Like,
man usually makes 200 to 300. He's like, I'll double it just so I can go around and execute people. Nah, bro.
But he doesn't know that at first.
6,000.
He doesn't. He's hoping
6,000
that
or
he-
I'm not in. Like,
He's
what are you-
hoping that he can do all of this stuff and him not be any the wiser.
But
That's
then
the
he-
goal at
But
first.
then he throws the first person off of the balcony, and
Yes, and I love the response, like, with
I kill
was it,
one
like,
fat
no?
Angelino, and all of a sudden everyone freaking cares. What are you talking about? Like, do this man
like you threw him off the roof. No, the bullets killed him or whatever he
Yeah,
said. Like,
the bullets killed him before he hit the windshield. I've never seen Heat, but I've heard that's like Michael Mann's like best work.
yeah, I haven't seen that either, but
But I will say this: I feel like Michael Mann knows how to like build. I guess tension's not the right word, but build
He
suspense
is
throughout a
typecasted
plot.
and is very well known for crime thrillers, and this
Yeah.
definitely fits that bill.
He gets it. I don't know what it is, but like the guy hits the windshield, and from that moment on, I was like into the movie. I was like,
I was
this
in
is
from the
sick.
minute that Jamie Foxx and Jada Pinkett Smith were kind of like, all
Yeah, that's
right,
fair.
you know, which route would get us there quicker? Like a little conversation like that. Like
Gambling.
Jamie Foxx is excellent in
Yeah,
this
he is.
movie. I think that this is a really good demonstration of Jamie Foxx's range, because you also got him in Ray later that year. You give him in get him in something like Django Unchained or Baby Driver, where Django, by the end he's this cool,
he in
suave
Hateful
guy,
Eight?
and in Baby Driver, no.
not in Hateful
And
Eight?
in
Okay.
Baby Driver, he's like the wild
Yeah,
card,
Baby
cool
Driver
guy.
is a good one.
And
to
then
be
this,
fair-
he's kind of the reserved type.
To be fair, is his character in Baby Driver someone that would hang out with Vincent and Collateral? That is the
Probably,
question you need to
absolutely,
ask
yeah.
yourself.
It'd probably be someone Vincent would be contracted to kill.
Yeah, fair.
Tommy, please tell me you've seen Baby Driver.
I have seen Baby.
Okay,
Driver.
good.
It's
That's
such a
that,
good-
that. That's a
Such a good
fantastic movie.
performance.
I
It's
love
such
that
a good
movie.
performance. Just very similar vibes from those two characters. That's a good call, Mitchell. Yeah, I don't know.
The
Tom Cruise
scene
is
in
just
the-
doing his thing. Like,
The scene in the jazz club, I loved that so much. I just love watching Tom Cruise interact with people, because
Right.
he's always trying to be in control of the conversation at all times. And so it's really fun to see anyone push back on that and try to get the upper hand the way that this guy was in the conversation about Miles Davis and music school and that type of thing. And then later
let
in
me
the
ask you a
movie when-
jazz question if I get it right.
later in the movie when Max is kind of like, all right, I've had enough of dealing
Yeah,
with this
fuck
dude.
this
I'm
guy.
gonna try to turn the tables on him a little bit. And you see that character growth, because Vincent's constantly like going at him for like, yeah, you weren't ever gonna do this whole limo thing, and you know, what are you doing with your life? And they kind of have their verbal back and forth, which I was always incredibly entertained with.
Yeah.
And Michael Mann, the only other Michael Mann movie that I've seen, which is probably a sin that I've only seen two
Yeah,
Michael Mann movies.
Same.
The only other one that I've seen is Miami Vice.
Oh, okay.
which-
Yeah, same.
I can't say is a good movie, but the
Yeah.
vibes of that movie
Well, it's like the
are
TV
some
show.
of the
It
most
oozes-
immaculate
it oozes.
things ever. And this guy just knows how to film nighttime sequences, man.
He just
Nighttime
gets it.
at clubs. This guy just knows how to like put you in an atmosphere.
I don't want to
And the
typecast
whole
Michael Mann,
movie,
but it
you're in
feels
it.
like, yeah, you're in it. That's a great point. Like, I don't want to typecast Michael Mann, but I feel like Michael Mann knows the club scene and knows how to shoot those scenes because Michael Mann frequents those places as much as possible. I feel like in order to shoot the stuff that he shoots, you
Well, yeah,
have to be
it's
like
film
in it. You know
research.
what I mean? Yeah, he's film researching. You know, he's like, what are those guys doing over there with that white powder? I wonder what they're doing. Oh man. No, I mean the scenes are just cool. Like, I don't know, like even when they're in a cab just driving, he's got a gun pointed at him. Like, cool scene. Like, all
Well,
these scenes are just cool. The
you gotta
scene on the
talk about
train, the ending,
you
is just
gotta
like,
talk about the briefcase scene.
oh yeah, the briefcase is funny.
That might be my favorite scene in the whole
Are
movie.
you talking about when they try to jack the briefcase phone?
Ayo, homie.
Hey yo, homie,
You got my briefcase.
well, what you gonna do about it? Then he just whips out.
That was
Just
again.
guns him down.
If this movie could succeed just based off of vibes alone, but you also do have a really intriguing story all taking place
Yeah.
on one night. I love
Yeah,
movies
you're
like
honestly
that.
trying to figure out why this man is just going around killing people, but then you soon realize
You see the connection.
he's just
A
that
hired
guy.
gun.
Like he's
Yeah.
just that guy. Like that's what he does.
Yeah. And I thought that the way that it ended was
The ending is I don't know if it's controversial,
fantastic.
but
Well, controversial.
I don't think it's controversial. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
Then why'd you say it was
I
controversial?
said it was.
No, I have a problem with it, but like not the problem that you think I would have with it.
Well, then
I
spit
don't
it
know
out.
what problem you would
just-
have. I am waiting for you to share.
I wanted
Yeah.
more. Like he kind of just it kind of ends.
See, I
Well,
have
that's
the
usually what
it-
movies do.
I know. I know. Thank you.
See,
Thank you.
Brandon.
I do like the
You-
ending quote. I love the ending quote. If a man dies on the
Yeah.
MTA,
Yeah,
like,
no.
who's gonna
I thought
care
that
about
was
him?
I thought that
I
was
thought
excellent.
I thought that was excellent. That was a phenomenal writing. But then he kind of just kills
A
over.
good callback, yeah.
Yeah, great
It's better than
callback.
Godfather 2, where they literally just cut to a black screen. I mean,
I mean, you could argue that that's
Hey, if you want
visionary.
to check out later
Yeah,
reviews,
you could argue
Brandon
that
and I
that's
talked about The
visionary.
Godfather and Godfather Part 2 last year. Check
One
it
of
out.
the greatest
Great
TV shows
movies.
of all time just cut to black. Sorry, people. But if you haven't seen The Sopranos in forever, then that's on you.
Man, fuck you. No, I
as a,
actually have
as
never
a
seen
born
that show.
Jersey
so-
boy, you should watch that. Come on.
I
Yeah,
know.
you
That's
should watch
the
that,
number one
actually.
on my list of like, yeah, Sopranos and The Wire. I get it. I understand.
So,
But Brandon, I have
going
the
back to
exact
this-
opposite
okay,
problem
go ahead.
as you.
Go ahead. You
You
liked how
said
it
you
ended?
wanted more.
I just wanted more. I don't know.
I would have liked this movie if it was like, it's not an A+ movie for me,
Okay.
but I think it would have been if it was like an hour 40, hour 45, and
it was
if
really
this
tight.
movie was a little bit tighter, because I love like these one night movies like this, but I do like them to be a little bit tighter. Like,
What if you
Brandon,
just cut out the
tight
police?
90 is perfect.
What if you just cut out the police? Like, what if you just cut all that BS out?
yeah, I think that would, yeah. I don't want to say get rid of Mark Ruffalo because I love Mark Ruffalo, but I do think that would kind of, you would feel the tension a little bit more and just
So-
keep it between these two.
Yeah.
Kind of like Brandon. I don't remember if you saw this movie with me or not. Do you remember the movie Good Time with
Oh,
Robert
yeah.
Pattinson?
Oh yeah.
That was a good hour 40-minute movie, and you're with
one of the best hour
Robert.
40 minutes.
It's an incredible movie, Tommy. If you've never seen it, I would highly recommend it. Good. That was the
Pattinson is
movie.
doing
That
his
was the
thing.
movie that had me like, okay, Robert Pattinson needs to be in whatever the fuck he wants because this dude is incredible. But yeah, hour 40. Keep it with just these characters. We don't need to do all the
Because when
stuff
you
with the
bring in
police.
the police and you bring in the DA and you bring in all these other people, you kind of hit a wall. You do
It,
kind of hit
it
a wall.
deflates the tension a little bit because the tension between Max and Vincent is so palpable. You said it, Brandon. Michael Mann does an excellent job of just building that up throughout the movie, and it kind of feels like maybe they put in the scenes with the cops to kind of give us a moment to
A context.
to kind of just breathe a little. Yeah, maybe context, or maybe just like once we go back to it, it's like, oh yeah, no, we got to ramp it up again. But you could have just held us there,
Yeah.
and I don't know, maybe maybe if they gave them more to do and there was an expanded role with an expanded runtime, sure, that could work. But I think it would be much easier just cut 15-20 minutes out of this thing, condense the runtime, and the tension would be elevated. Tommy, whose side do you fall on? Or do you just go, fuck you two, I like it the way it is?
I like it the way it is.
That's more than fair. I definitely
But
do enjoy this
I
movie.
don't think it's
so.
like bad. I just think like
see, I come
there's a
from
gunfight on the
unique
train and then it ends.
perspective because I'm now an old man with a child that the only time I really get to watch movies is late at night. So when I watch a movie, sometimes if it's got a slow start, it doesn't end well for me. So having a short movie is helpful now. It's like
Shout out Chronicles of Narnia: Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
I've given up on that film. But
Yeah. Well, just wait for Greta,
Greta.
to save it. Yeah, so Greta's gonna save it.
But yeah, and I don't think it was too long. It wasn't too bad, but it definitely kind of hit that wall with the police scene. But I think it was necessary for the film. But I mean, it was a pretty small cast to begin with. I mean, it wasn't that big of a cast for this movie.
No, it's not.
So I don't
It's
think
definitely not a big cast, but I almost liken it to like an indie movie, like a Good Time type of thing, where
Yeah.
I could have gone for an even smaller cast.
A24 could have made this movie, and I would have bought it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tommy, you want to grade this thing?
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It definitely wasn't my favorite, but I gave it a B plus 90.
Mm.
Hater.
Mitch is
Is what
already
it is.
Eyes.
You are wait. Hold up. I'm gonna need an explanation because Tommy,
For a B
I'm looking at
plus?
your letterboxd.
Oh,
You gave this.
did my grades confuse you now?
You gave this 4.5 stars, Tommy.
Yeah, done on
That's not a B
purpose,
plus.
asshole. Yeah.
What?
Now you understand my frustration with all your nonsense.
He's just making.
I'm just grade
It was a
trolling.
smoke screen. It was a smoke screen.
Yep. Thank you, Brandon. Brandon understood.
Okay, so you just fed me bullshit and expect
Yeah.
me to.
He wanted
that's
you to
fine.
believe it was an A or A plus, and it just wasn't.
All right, so now we're playing stupid dumbass games. Okay,
I
I can play stupid.
mean, he
dumbass
could be
games.
like me and just not log it in Letterbox and say the grade when it comes to the moment of time. I mean, yeah, that's what I do.
That's fair too,
So,
but I also like to know exactly like what day I watched it. And
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to log these and look back at when I like watched them all. Yeah, I'll go ahead and give mine since I'll probably be the middleman. I'm gonna give this an A minus 95.2. Got dangerously close to an A for me.
Okay.
But again, I just cut out the police. To me, like the silver hair, just I don't know, like it just didn't work.
I couldn't take that seriously.
It just didn't work. I couldn't take it seriously, and also like if this guy is truly a hired gun, there's no way he has this hairstyle. Like 0% chance he has this
I'm
hairstyle.
not gonna lie.
Did the hair really drop like a whole grade for you?
Mitchell,
not a whole
I am
grade.
not gonna lie. Like when I first turned this on as a grown man, I giggled when I saw Tom Cruise with gray hair.
I was like, "Where is this going? Is he gonna dye it later?" I was like, "What do we do?" Yeah.
I was waiting for a hair off and have the regular Tom Cruise hair.
It honestly reminded me of the person in Memento who has blonde hair. Like it gave
And
me like
you guys
similar
had no
vibes.
problems with that.
Well, it worked because that character was mentally not all there.
And this guy's a hitman.
Well,
Yeah.
he's definitely cold and calculated. You think for as calculated
Like
as he would
that
be,
haircut.
he wouldn't be like, man, you know what? If I shoot someone in the middle of a club, who are they going to look for? Oh, the guy with the silver hair? Oh, duh. Like, what
Yeah,
are
the
we
one
doing?
guy who doesn't look like he belongs there because he's too old. Perfect fit. Come on.
All right, so I loved the hair. I loved the Tom Cruise performance.
Tom
I
Cruise
loved the
villain.
Jamie Foxx performance.
You love Tom Cruise
Yes,
villain.
Tom Cruise villain. I remember back in the day, it was let's get Tom Cruise in movies that he actually can act in again. That was my big complaint before we saw American Made, because it was like, all right, we just got a bunch of action movies. I want to see him in a drama because he's great in
So
these.
I'm curious.
Um,
Is this his only film as a villain? I'm not
It
well
can't be.
versed in the
It can't
Tom
be.
Cruise world.
I mean, he's very much a hero.
I mean,
And
I guess if you want to consider him a villain in Tropic Thunder, you can, but
some people
you
would
know,
argue, how is he not the hero in this movie? No, just kidding.
who the hell would
That
argue
was a
that?
joke.
Then again, I did hear someone on the news the other day, like, well, the Emperor was right for, blowing up Alderaan in the first Star Wars. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Oh my god.
I don't want you near my damn kids.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know.
And I
if
think it's
want
like an
that.
elected member of our government too. So, yeah, we're going to great
Correct.
places.
Actually,
and
if you
I'm-
side with the rebels, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna give this an A 76.96. I really dug this thing, and it's one of these movies that gets better to me every time I see it, because I saw it. This is my second time watching it in like the last like 5 or 6 months, because I watched it with Sarah a few months ago, and
How did she like it?
oh, she really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was one of those movies that it didn't mind the gray hair, liked the Tom Cruise as the villain, but the points that you guys made as to why you don't like it do make sense. I do understand it. I don't agree, but I understand it, and that's all I really need. Well, folks, Mission Impossible's done. We are officially done with the Mission Impossible side of our reviews. Now, what comes next, you might say? Well, Mission Impossible isn't the only movie coming out over Memorial Day weekend. We're also getting the live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch, which
Oh my gosh.
seems to have been getting a lot of people are really excited for that compared to like Snow White or some of
Have
the
you,
other live-action remakes.
Have you seen the memes when they're like when they play Hawaiian roller coaster ride? The amount of people that are gonna be like dancing like
Bro,
like
that
Leo
song
and
slaps. I don't care.
yeah, that song absolutely slaps. Like, people are gonna be like dancing like Leo and Great Gatsby.
Me and my
right?
daughter dance in the car to that song all the time.
Oh my gosh! No,
So-
it's a banger song.
We are going to review the OG Lilo and Stitch.
Oh my
But
gosh!
we are also
yes.
going to review the OG How to Train Your Dragon, because we are
Let's
getting a
go.
live action remake of that as well, and that's on the IMDb Top 250, and they're both directed by the same guy.
It's on the top 250.
So very interesting. Yes, it is. How to Train Your Dragon's very highly acclaimed. and
Well,
it was
I'm a
in
terrible
my-
person for not watching.
you do kind of suck. And it was in my top 5 for my 2010 list. And then the week after that, we are going to do How to Train Your Dragon 2 and How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. So get ready. This is the first time we've been diving into animation. It surely won't be the last. We will do some deep dives in a few, I don't want to say in a few years, but
I was gonna say how far down the road.
I have this thing planned out to a T, and let me
We
tell
might be
you,
doing years.
and yeah,
Our
and-
entire souls are now sold to Mitchell. We're not allowed to leave ever.
yeah, you're done. 2027 is going to be a very prominent animation year. Just let me tell you. So, thanks for listening. If you did listen to anything we said, but yeah, check out these movies. Have your own opinion on them, and let's talk next week about Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon.